tens of thousands of innocent pilgrims, children, older people, adults, women were killed. The one who survived the attack, they put handcuffs, put their hands in the back, and they were later shot point blank. Their bodies were taken in the trucks and disposed of without any religious rites. So far up till today, nobody has given any accurate account of what happened over there. So just to give you an idea, okay, the government figures are always misleading. But you can count, because I'm just going to be very brief, okay, so that our honorable congressman, they can come and talk about it. Normally, they remove their shoes to enter the complex. At the end of this operation, more than 10,000 pairs of shoes which are unclaimed. That tells you how many people who perished in this attack. So this was an attack on the Sikh socio-economic, religious heart of the Sikhism. They wanted to finish us off. Everybody asked why she did that. Because Sikhs opposed Indira Gandhi when she was in emergency. She was defeated in the election, and Sikhs were in the opposition, and she never forgot when she came to the power, she wanted revenge. She wanted to decimate Sikhs. That was the reason that attack occurred. One last thing I want to say is, one valiant Sikh fighter, Jarnail Singh Pindranwale, who along with 300 so fighters, okay, they resisted the army for 3 days. They won't let them come in. And they were fighting from Akal Takht, the seat of sovereignty of Sikhism. And ultimately, when they could not defeat these warriors, they brought in armored tanks inside the complex. They destroyed Akal Takht. You've probably seen pictures over here. And they even attacked on the Darbar Sahib complex where the Holy Scripture is. There were bullets which are put in the scripture. So with that, I just want to finish right over here. I want to pay homage to all the pilgrims, innocent people who perished in this attack. With that, I would like to invite Honorable Congressman Andrews, who sponsored today's prayer, to come over here and say a few words.
With all that's going on, just as you heard, there's so much terrorism around the world towards so many people and so many issues. Unfortunately, we have to be very, very careful here in Congress and the Capitol as well, to protect you, to protect us, to protect America. So I was thinking as I was standing there, how your experience is an American experience. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm here to say to you how much we cherish and enjoy and appreciate your community, your culture, and your activity in this great country. What you bring, the cultural aspect of what you bring, the entrepreneurial aspect of what you bring, hardworking people that know how to run a business, that are willing to work hard, that are willing to live up to the American dream, which basically the American dream to me is if you work hard enough, if you believe enough, if you're focused enough, regardless of wherever you came from, that in this country you can succeed. I think something else that we spoke about just a few minutes ago and alluded to is terrorism at every level. I'm going to expand that a little bit to what's happened at every level. There is no room for violence. There is no room for terrorism. We all, as human beings, I hope and I pray and believe that there will be a day when all around the world we accept each other for what we are, fellow human travelers that have a brief visit, quite frankly, on this planet, and that we treat each other with respect and with honor and dignity, that respect our faiths, respect our beliefs, respect our God. whatever the case may be. So we all join together in that. And I really do believe, as I said in the beginning of this conversation that we're having, that that day will come. And it's such a common theme and a common belief into most of the world's religions, and certainly in yours. You know, I meant what I said in that speech, how you joined with America in so many ways, and you are now. Many of you, most of you, maybe all of you, are Americans. And that's a great thing. It really is. And again, I welcome you all here to the Capitol, because now the history of this Capitol, with you being here and having your leadership here, it becomes your history. We are your history, you are our history. We are in this together. May God bless all of us. May our faith grow, our love grow for each other, and I look forward to even a bigger and brighter and greater future for you and for your community. Thank you.
Congressman Adam Gray, just a bit of background. Congressman Adam Gray is a very old friend of ours, of the community. He has done exceptionally good work with the American Sikh Caucus, even when he was assemblyman in California. When it comes to, if you all remember, the farmers movement, Congressman Adam Gray, now the congressman, but at the time assemblyman, was working very closely in some of our seminars. He was there. He was less gray at the time, but he has worked so hard that he's gone more gray. Well, thank you very much, Congressman, for your leadership. We are really honored that you are here, and I hope under your leadership we'll collaborate more from the Sikh community with you. Thank you, sir. Floor is yours.
Welcome, and thank you to my good friends. I want to especially call out Dr. Pritpal Singh, who invited me to be here today. I'm Adam Gray from California, represent the 13th Congressional District, and our valley in California, the San Joaquin Valley, is home to many Sikh Americans. Vibrant community that contributes so much. Our valley is truly a valley of immigrants, right? People who have come from all over the world to farm, to work with their hands, to make a better life for them and themselves. And it's just so wonderful to work each and every day with your community and to see your success here in the United States. We're here today, obviously, in remembrance of the atrocities committed by the Indian government against the Sikh community. Thousands of Sikhs killed, temple destroyed. And it's important that we remember that and that we celebrate the safe home that we have here in the United States, the ability to have religious freedom and expression. And I want you to know that my office and all of our members of Congress stand with you on this important day, in this important remembrance. And I look forward to working on the important issues to make sure that Sikh Americans are protected and continue to enjoy prosperity here in the United States. Thank you so much, and thank you for the invitation to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Represent California's 22nd Congressional District, and the district I have the honor representing is home to a lot of folks from of the Sikh community. And so a number of years ago, I was one of the founders of the Sikh Caucus because I think it's important for us to have a strong voice in Washington and around the country to make sure that the community is well represented and defended. And sadly, today we're here to remember a sad day that happened in 1984 and to recognize the travesty that was there. And that was one of the reasons why we founded the Sikh Caucus. We continue to see treatment, harassment and other things happening in the Sikh community. And so my goal was to make sure that we continue to fight for them here in the United States and be a strong voice for them. And so I'm honored to continue to be here and continue to be a strong advocate for the Sikh community here in Washington. And I look forward to the continued relationship, and I appreciate the relationship that I've got with my friends here. And again, thank you all for making the time here, and it's truly an honor to work with you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It is very important for us to remember the attack in 1984 and the effect that it has on the Sikh community. But my name is Navleen Kaur Karad. I speak on behalf of Unify Humanity, we have an event coming up on September 6th, tributing to Jaswant Singh Kalra. As I mentioned before, it is very important to remember what people such as Jaswant Singh Kalra has done for our community. It is very important to remember 1984. And Unify Humanity is targeting specifically the youth community because it is our responsibility to continue his legacy. So please join us on September 6th at Rowan College at Burlington County to talk about Jaswant Singh Kalra, contribute to everything that he's done, and continuing on his legacy. Thank you so much for your time. And I just want to quickly give credits to all the children and the youth that went out yesterday lobbying. Unify Humanity has done itself. We went to multiple Senate office and Congressman's office to just acknowledge what has happened in the Sikh community and Sikh history. And once again, mentioning Jaswant Singh Kalra because his legacy has to be remembered. Thank you so much for your time. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I am pleased to have been invited here by my here he is, my friend Puta, to join in this this remembrance. It's important to remember the incidents that impact the life story of a people. When they're tragic, of course, they are particularly poignant and particularly drive memory. But the hope is that they'll be that will also drive healing and understanding and the inspiration to prevent tragedies in the future, so that we can help others learn to live together in peace. So I'm glad to join with you today in this remembrance. I wish you all the best, and we'll be with you again in the near future, I hope.
Hello, everyone. I'll just take a few minutes. I have to get to the floor and vote in a minute or so. I just want to, I guess, first just thank you for the values, for what you bring to our nation, for the culture that you add to. And obviously being here in DC, you see how it all works. You know, sometimes we don't agree on everything, but we all agree that this is a really wonderful place to grow. The United States is the greatest country in the history of mankind. And I just, again, appreciate the different perspectives, the different values, which all says basically one thing. We're gonna make sure we look out for our fellow men and do our very best to be the greatest examples we can be. So I appreciate you guys doing your part like everyone else here in this country. And thanks for being here in DC. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. And welcome to Utah if you ever come out that way. I will say this, for those who live in Utah will understand what I'm saying. If you come to Utah too often and stay too long, you will become a Utahn. So just be careful with that invitation, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
First of all, I wanted to thank all the congressmen that have taken time out of their busy days to come here and speak with us, along with thanking all the people in the room here today that have done amazing work to not only establish themselves here in America, but to create a voice for us here in Washington. As a youth and hopefully someone up and coming in this field, I want to talk a little bit about what I think it means to me to be standing here today. In the commemoration of 1984 and all that our GOM has faced, I think I want to continue forward with the legacy of what it means to advocate for Sabat Tabala, not only to stand with the liberation of our GOM, but the liberation of all communities that face genocidal governments and are confronting discriminatory systems. I want to continue working here, and I hope that we can see the passing of what we have been lobbying for this past 2 days. And again, thanking everybody here in the room today and all the people that are not only doing work here in Washington, but doing work around the world, back home in Punjab at the ground, and here in our local communities. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh।
ਮੈਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਐਂਟਰੈਂਸ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਮੁੱਚੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਟ ਕੋਆਰਡੀਨੇਟਰ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ। ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਕੁ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਪਾਵਰਫੁੱਲ ਹੈ। ਸਭ ਪੈਸਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਜੋ USA ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਸਭ ਪਾਸੇ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੂਗਾ। ਜੋ 6 ਜੂਨ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਬਾ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੀ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਆਰਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਕਰਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਸੋ ਪਰ 40 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਚੱਲੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ, 41, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵੀ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਜ ਯੰਗ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੀ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੀਡਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲਾਈਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ। ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸਾਰੇ ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਲਿਖੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਵੀ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ। ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਲੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸੌਂਦ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ 1966 ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਸਨ, ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰੀਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਲੜਾਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਸਾਡੀ ਸੁਣਵਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ। ਸੋ ਇਹੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲਾਈਏ। ਮੈਂ ਫੇਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਭਰਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹਨ, ਅਤੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ 41 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜੋ ਕਹਿਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਤੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਢਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ 'ਤੇ ਹਮਲਾ, ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ 'ਤੇ ਹਮਲਾ, ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੋ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਹਨ, ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਥੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਫੈਂਡ ਕੀਤਾ, ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਬੜੇ ਫਖਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਯਾਦ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਲਬਾਲਾ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੋ ਯੂਥ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੋ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਲੌਬਿੰਗ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੀ ਅੱਗੋਂ ਇਹ ਮੋਰਚਾ ਜੋ ਸੰਭਾਲਣਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਵਚਨ ਸਨ ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਦਿਨ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਨਾਪਾਕ ਫੌਜ ਦੇ ਪੈਰ ਪੈਣਗੇ, ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਧਰੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਨੀਂਹ ਧਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨਿਸ਼ਚਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਮੁਲਕ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਨੇ ਦੱਬਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹੀ ਜੋ ਇਸੇ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇਸੇ ਹੀ ਲੜੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਸੇ ਹੀ ਲੜੀ ਦੇ ਹਿੱਸੇ, ਇਸੇ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ DC ਵਿਖੇ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ ਹੈ, 41 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜੋ ਤੀਜਾ ਘੱਲੂਘਾਰਾ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਵਰਤਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ 11 ਤੋਂ 2 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ DC ਵਿਖੇ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ, ਰੋਸ ਮੁਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਆਪ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹਮਮ ਆ ਕੇ ਉਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋ ਜੀ। ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
I want to welcome Congressman Pete Sessions from Texas. Thank you very much for coming, and please say a few words about this Sikh Remembrance prayer today. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. To each of my friends, I'm delighted that we're once again together back in the United States Capitol. We are a nation that welcomes you and honors you, and today is an honorable day for us to remember this. But perhaps more importantly, it's an opportunity for you to come and participate in not just Americanism, but a joint relationship that we have with your community to make sure that the smiles that resist others are on our faces, because we intend to be not only friends with each other, but to treat each other with great respect. And that is why we are here today. So, for those of you who may not be here, I hope that you will come back to the United States Capitol. I hope that you will find time to join not only the opportunity to share in the liberties and opportunities that we have here, but for the opportunity that you have to live a free life. So thank you very much. With great respect, I say thank you.
Okay.
Our next speaker is going to be
ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ ਡੀਸੀ ਵਿਖੇ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਹਿੱਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ 1984 ਦੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਦੇ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਲਈ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਦਾਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਲਈ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਕੁ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਦਾਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Mary Grace Carroll from Pennsylvania, and she has been most helpful on all the Sikh issues, and I welcome her to come and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, and I want to welcome everyone to Capitol Hill. I know I've seen big contingents of your delegation here all over the Capitol the last couple days, so thank you. It is so important that everyone connect with their various representatives and make the Sikh presence known. Of course, in my region, we have a substantial Sikh population, and it has been a real joy to be able to work with those members in our community, as we have so many shared interests in supporting all of our communities and supporting peace and supporting so many of the values that we all share together, especially in a time when we see, so much dissent and so many people attacking folks who may not be native born to the U.S., but who are certainly part of our communities and who the vast majority of us value and wish to see here as our good friends and neighbors. So we're so delighted to see you here again today. Look forward to seeing you around and about in our community, and I hope you have very productive visits.
Thank you so much for convening at the Capitol. I'm proud to represent one of the largest Sikh communities in the United States. They are the heart of my congressional district, and all too often in our community, I have seen, as a former hate crimes prosecutor in Alameda County and across the country, from shootings in Wisconsin or transnational targeting, too much violence against the Sikh community. And we are here today to call for an end to that violence and recognize that every Sikh American is first and foremost an American. You won't hear a Democrat quoting Ronald Reagan often, but I think in these halls, you need to hear this quote in difficult times. Ronald Reagan said, "You can live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become a German, a Turk, or Japanese. But anyone from any corner of earth can come to live in America and become an American." The Sikh community embodies that essential truth of what America is and who we are as a country. But as I said, they are under transnational repression. And it's important that Democrats and Republicans unite to stand against that. I'm fortunate that in my congressional district, Dr. Pritpal Singh is a leader on this issue and bravely, even despite being targeted himself, has stood against this type of violence. I was proud to support Representative Magaziner's strengthening state and local efforts to counter Transnational Repression Act when it passed the House Homeland Security Committee in April. And I plan to reintroduce a bill of my own in Congress with my good friend, Senator Schiff, where he led the Transnational Repression Reporting Act in the last Congress. Foreign governments targeting Americans on American soil is unacceptable. No matter who does it or why, we cannot tolerate it. And so I thank you for your bravery and courage and not hiding under the bed or staying in your homes, but being very bravely and loudly and proudly a part of our communities. And next, I'd like to introduce to you another ally that you have with a Sikh community of his own in his Philadelphia suburb district, the most senior member of the Democratic side for the House Budget Committee. That's Congressman Brendan Boyle.
I want to say a few words about
Oh,
you.
sure, please do.
Congressman Brendan Boyle from Philadelphia, which is our right adjoining community to New Jersey, where we are. Congressman Brendan Boyle spoke from the House floor 2 years back, I believe, about the Sikh genocide, 1984 Sikh genocide, which occurred in Delhi and many other cities of India. So I want to say thanks for that, and he's a big supporter of Sikh community in the United States. I welcome him and ask him to say a few words.
My colleague Eric Swalwell was exactly right. I just walked in as he was speaking. But before I speak more on the substance of the matter, let me also thank my dear friend Pat Meehan. A lot of people think that Democrats and Republicans can't get along. My friendship with Pat Meehan shows that that is just not the case. Pat is a Republican, I'm a Democrat, but he and I were able to work very well together, having neighboring districts in the Philadelphia area. And I hope that more Americans recognize that actually there is more bipartisanship here than sometimes gets on the news. Now, in terms of transnational repression, I don't care what country may be doing it. The idea of targeting U.S. citizens is wrong and disgusts me and outrages me, period. All of you who are U.S. citizens who are here, and I, are equal. We are fellow U.S. citizens. My wife happens to be a descendant of a signer of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, Jacob Broom. I happen to be a son of an immigrant. Guess what? She and I are both equal in our Americanness. You and I, as I mentioned before, are equal, along with my wife, in terms of our American citizenship and our Americanness. That is one of the things that makes this country special. So whether you're of Sikh descent, whether you're of Irish descent, Indian descent, English descent, Japanese descent, doesn't matter. You are an American, period. So I don't accept any government of any country targeting someone who is an American. And so this is something that should be quite black and white. A lot of things in life are not black and white. This is something that should bring Democrats and Republicans together, where we strongly and unitedly stand out and say transnational repression cannot happen on these shores. Period. End of story. Let me also just say specifically about the Sikh community. I am very proud of the contributions that those from the Sikh community have made in the United States. Many of my neighbors in Philadelphia are indeed Sikh. Was talking to a guy right outside who is my neighbor. Oh, there we go. There you are. Who literally is right down the block from me at 12th and Girard in North Philadelphia. I think back to when my father came to America as an immigrant. He came to North Philly and lived in a boarding house in Germantown. This is the American way. And, I'm very proud to support any community of those who believe in the American dream, who want to work hard, play by the rules, believe in this country, want to be a part of it, want to contribute, want to be hardworking, tax-paying citizens who believe in the American dream. And make no mistake about it, that is what makes us exceptional around the world, the American dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman.
Dr. Ravi Singh. I'm professionally a child and adolescent psychiatrist working in Northern Virginia. ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਵਾਟ ਸੀਗੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਮਾਇਤਗੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਧਾਂਜਲੀ ਭੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ obviously is one of the key factors here, key objectives here today. ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਆਏ ਆ ਕਾਫੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟਿਵ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਲੋਕਲ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹਾਰਡ ਵਰਕਿੰਗ ਪੀਪਲ, ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦਾ ਬੋਲਬਾਲਾ ਆ, ਉੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਠੱਪਾ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਆਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਇਹ ਇਹਦਾ ਕਰੈਕਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਆ ਆਪ ਨਹੀਂ। ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਈ ਦੇ ਹੇਅਰ ਟੂ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਅਸ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ, ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਕੌਮ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਪਰੇ ਤੀਸਰੇ ਘੱਲੂਘਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਨੂੰ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਜ਼ਬੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੂਰ ਦੂਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਨੇ। ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧਕ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਤੱਕ, ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪੂਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਰਲਡ ਦੀ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੀਸਰੇ ਘੱਲੂਘਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆਂ 20ਵੀਂ ਸਦੀ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਹੇ ਹੋਏ ਬਚਨ, ਜਿੱਦਣ ਫੌਜ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ 'ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇਗੀ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ। ਅਤੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸੇ 26 ਜਨਵਰੀ 1986 ਦੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਥਕ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਨੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖ਼ਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨਨਾਮਾ ਕੀਤਾ, ਜਿਸ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ, ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ 1.5 ਲੱਖ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਉਸ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਉਸਾਰੀ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੂੰ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਲਾਇਕ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਣੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਉਣ। ਅਤੇ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦਾ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ 6 ਜੂਨ ਦਾ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਹਰ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ, ਹਰ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ ਕਰਨਾ। ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ DC ਦੀ ਉਸ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਸ ਬੇਪਰਵਾਹ ਦੇ ਬੰਦ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਈਏ ਅਤੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਕਰੀਏ। ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Okay, I want to welcome Congresswoman Haley Stevens. She is also part of the U.S. Congressional caucus, and I want to request her to please come and say a few words.
Well, thank you so very much, and it is always a really special opportunity to have the Sikh community gather with us in Washington, D.C. Today is absolutely significant as we are standing in our nation's capital. We are right below the well of the House floor, in the well of our democracy, in the sacred spaces in our democracy. Hello, my good friend. And of course, the partnership that we have with the Sikh American community as a House of Representatives, as a democracy. I, as a member of Congress, Haley Stevens, a member of Congress from Michigan, where we boast the best Gurdwaras in the country, that I am so blessed and grateful to be in. But we know that this weekend is a weekend of remembrance with what happened in 1984 and some of the attacks on the Sikh community. And we want you all to know that the stories, the history, the tradition, and frankly also the partnership that we need to have here in the United States of America alongside our Sikh community is paramount. We say this from the standpoint of, yes, we have a diaspora, we are grateful to have the presence in our community, the dedication to service, the dedication to democracy. In Michigan, it is engineering talent, health sciences talent, profound contributions, small business ownership. And yet we know that in Punjab being a real destination, an ancient and yet modern destination here in our world, in the 21st century, that we need to continue to link arms here within our own country and abroad. We need to call out what it means to be Sikh in India, what it means to be Sikh in Punjab, what it means to go within the Gurdwara in Punjab. So your presence here today not only excites me and energizes me and inspires me as a leader, as a representative of Michigan, someone who does this work that I love so very much in the Sikh caucus, but as someone who is taking votes here on behalf of the United States of America. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your profound history. Thank you for helping us lead the future. Again, my name is Haley Stevens.
I want to start first off by saying that Congressman Swazi really wants to be here today, and his heart is here. That's what he said this morning. He wanted to make sure that I come. This is such a beautiful moment for the Sikh community because it is a time where the community shares the beautiful gift that Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave the Khalsa, the gift of Gurbani, on the House floor. And it is also a time where we celebrate the spirit. Whip Clark said so beautifully that she salutes the resilience of the Sikh people. This gathering is great evidence of our resilience, that 41 years later, we have not given up on the fight for justice. 41 years, the people who were unfairly tortured back then, they have grandchildren now, and their grandchildren are standing here, never giving up the fight for justice. But we have taken that fight from a place where leaders said, we will kill 20,000 youth and the world will know nothing. And today, that struggle has come to the Capitol. On behalf of Congressman Swazi, I would like to give a couple of messages. I don't know if many of you heard, but the Congressman made history a month ago as the first Sikh, the first member of Congress to ever go to Pakistan and visit Kartarpur Sahib. And when he came from Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib, he said one thing, and it is, you can read it in the press releases also, but seeing him say it firsthand, it's a matter of, it gets to the heart of who we are as Sikhs. The Congressman said, you know, we talk about miracles. The fact that two nations that never get along, India and Pakistan, but there's one place, and if you don't see it, no one would believe it, that there's a place in the world where citizens of both countries can come and go freely. And how did that miracle happen? The only thing that could cause such a miracle is Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the respect and love for Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And that was something that really impressed the Congressman, because he said that you wouldn't see this anywhere else, but it is Guru Nanak Dev Ji's respect that caused this miracle, and it's a sign of hope. And the second message I would like to give from the Congressman is, you know, one thing we talk about, we see the struggle of Sikhs and where it started. He became the first member of Congress to submit an official statement to the record about Mata Gujri Ji. So he stands today with the Sikh community, and not only that, but he recognizes her as the first Sikh Bibi, the first woman. You can read that statement. It's available on the Congressional website. The first Sikh woman to ever be in jail, to face torture. And she is not the last. As many of you know what happened to some of our sisters during and after in the 80s and 90s. So she's an inspiration for us, and it is important that when we remember our shaheeds, that's when we get the strength to be here to keep fighting. So I would like to commend everyone, and I'm very happy that today we had a prayer in Congress, and may Vaheguru bless the Panth even more. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Dr. Pritpal Singh is a low-key leader who works from behind the scenes. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਵੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਦੱਸਣਾ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਦੀ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਆਫ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਾਕਸ ਕਮੇਟੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਬੜੀ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਬਣੀ ਸੀ 2012 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 2013 'ਚ। ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਬੜਾ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਲਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਕਾਕਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੇ US ਕੰਗਰੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਕਾਕਸ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਾਹਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਬੜੇ ਜੱਦੋ ਜਹਿਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਟ ਹੀ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੀ ਵਾਜ਼ ਦਾ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਮੈਂਬਰ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਟਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ। ਸੋ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਥੈਂਕਫੁਲ ਫॉर दैट। ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ 52 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਕਾਕਸ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚੋਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਅੱਜ ਆਏ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੋਲ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਟਰੈਂਥ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗਾਂਹ ਤੋਂ ਗਾਂਹ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡਾ ਕੌਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗਾਂਹ ਤੋਂ ਗਾਂਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਅਤੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ, ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਸੈਵਰਲ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨਸ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ।